Okay, I'm long. Yep, come on. So as a day trader, you have to be constantly like, kind of following and evolving with price, So as price was swinging to the downside, we were pushing to the downside, making lower lows and lower highs. Most of that was centered or came out of because of what's going on globally, okay? Um, so we have to be able to adjust ourselves and evolve with the market in a sense, according to what the market's actually doing. So then it comes down, all the selling, then it falls back up with, lots of buying power to the upside, making higher highs and higher lows. So our mind has to shift, and we have to evolve and move with the flow of how the market's actually moving. So, from a Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Future Trading with Mike, and thank you for tuning in this morning. Today is the 28th. It is February the 28th, last day of the month for trading, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I am an ES or emini S&P 500 trader. I like to trade the futures markets, and the ES is a derivative of the a major S&P 500 index. Okay, so this is my recorded live session here. I have over 160 videos on my channel, to where you can go back and watch my live trade sessions, and you can see me actually trade, and I discuss each one of my trades in detail. So basically what you're getting is I'm showing you my actual strategy of how I trade. There are people who trade just like this, but maybe not go into depth or in detail about the actual trades they take and what they're actually looking for. So this kind of gives you an inside perspective of what I do and how I do it. Okay. Those that have been following the channel, thank you for tuning in and watching today's video. If you haven't hit that little bell icon, go ahead and hit that for me if you don't mind. That will make sure, especially if you're a subscriber already, that you never miss one of the uploads. Your first time watching one of the videos, go ahead and hit that little red button, subscribe to the channel. Flow through and watch the content as well, and make sure to hit that bell icon. That's the post notification to ensure that you never miss one of the uploads that I post to the channel here. This band you see here, normally I don't have this on my chart, guys. That's the Bollinger Band. It's something I kind of used in the past, but to me, like I told you, I've always told you guys the best way to actually trade is kind of primarily with just a naked chart. If you could trade just pure price action without anything in your chart, guys, I say this time and time again, that you are well on your way to being successful and profiting in the market. But sometimes I like to incorporate certain things back into my trading to kind of see how, if it can kind of, we're always trying to evolve and become better traders, right? So my thing is I'm trying to maybe hold a trade a little longer so I can get the most out of it. So you want to maximize your profits when you enter into a trade, okay? So, but right now I may, that probably be for another video. I'm just trying to kind of work some things out and kind of see how I can incorporate it back into my trading style and see if it works out. So let's go ahead and jump into today's video and see if we can get a few trades. First and foremost, I always like to start off by looking at the direction of the charts. Like I said, kind of delete that out your mind as far as the Bollinger Band right now. I'll talk about that a little bit more if I, concretely include it into my trading plan. Okay, so without further ado, let's see what we got going on here in the market, guys. Okay, right now we have an area of demand sitting up, supply sitting up here in this area right here. So price could possibly come up here and hit. Whoops. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it could hit this area up here. And then possibly we could maybe look for something. So let's kind of draw out a zone here. Where we at? Rectangle. All right. So, yeah. So, yeah, something like maybe around this area right here, guys. So we'll see what happens. Price is it's in this low volume area right now, so it could pop up here and hit 72, which is a 70 is also a pivot or a hidden pivot level as well. So let's see what happens. So far this morning, if we take a look at the market and kind of envision what it has done, it has pulled back, of course. We pushed up, made a high here yesterday at 43.80. Price pulled back overnight and at the opening of the overnight session, making a low down here at 42.51. So right now we're kind of stair stepping to the upside, making higher highs and higher lows, pushing back, pulling back into this area of supply. So let's see what what price bounced here yesterday. So I'm trying to see. Let's see. Yeah, little area demand right here. Price bouncing out of this area right here. You see price bouncing right here overnight and pushing higher. So it bounced out of this area right here, which is a level. Pull back into this area demand and pushing higher. So yes, we are at 43.60 right now, and we could get a push back up to the upside here. So, but be mindful because price could actually reject right here at the area of resistance right here at 57 or between 58 and 60 area. But I'm looking for price maybe pull a little bit higher and come back up to this high volume area, get some rejection, maybe push back down to the downside. So let's see what happens. We'll look at the 12 range now. Just kind of start marking some levels. What I'll do is put this on here so we can see it on my anchor chart here where I mark my levels at. You can see it right above right here. Okay, so. And this down here is cumulative delta, guys. Cumulative delta is basically like the time and sales reading the tape, but just in a, kind of a looking at it from a price action standpoint, is what I'm trying to say. You have these candles here. So cumulative delta is really it's real time. So it's a level 2 indicator, and so it's basically showing you the number the buy orders and sell orders coming to the market, just as if you were reading the tape itself, the time and sales tape. All right, so price right now is hitting up against that. We can see it here on the 1 hour, hitting up against this area of resistance right here. So, and it could hit that and push lower. So we just have to be mindful of what could happen here. All right. Let's switch over and look at the 12 range right quick. Okay. The market's it's constantly evolving, guys. It's always changing, every single day. So, you won't maybe always see the setups, depending on how you trade, may be the same, but it just may be, the market's just always doing something different, and the setups may not always be perfect, is what I'm trying to say. So you have to just really kind of be creative with your mind in a sense, and you may not get that picture perfect setup every single time, but you just got to know when to take it based on the levels that you're actually trading from. When you get that rejection. So, let's see. So I'm not sure how much the market opened up and it just kind of moved sideways right here. Zigzagging back and forth, and then it sold off a little bit and then turned back around and pushed higher. So this area right here where price bounced at 10:30 or 10:20 this morning, let's see. Yeah, price, you could have taken a trade right here in this area right here. Okay. That price is like it's trying to push lower, right? Okay, I'm going short. Just going to scalp this for a little point here, coming to the downside here. Hasn't broke this area yet. Come on. Scalping for a quick little trade here, guys, to the downside. This is on the ES. ES has it's a thick market, like I told you guys before. So you have to be very patient with it. Okay, quick little scalp to the downside. Let me pull up my trade performance. Like I said, today is the 28th, last day of the month. Oops, 21st, 28th. Okay. And let's see here. Okay. And I actually took a trade earlier today, pre-market. No, actually pre-market. I'm sorry about that, guys. What time is it right now? Today it's actually 10:51 right now. So yeah, so I'm getting a late start to the day. I took a not pre-market. I took a trade before I started the recording earlier. Okay. But anyways, I'm up right now 18 ticks just on the ES right now for today, and just getting started here. I had some things I had to take care of this morning, so it is what it is. We all have busy schedules, right? Okay. Yeah, so we've been chopping to the upside. I mean, we really have since the overnight. You know, price coming down and bouncing, and we've been pushing to the upside here. So pushing back to the upside here. Yeah, I'm going long. Come on. Probably should come back in this area up here and hit around 60, somewhere in there. There we go. Just got filled to the upside there. All right. Let's see. See what we're up now. Oops. All right. Had 18. I'm up 30 ticks right now. All right. Okay. Okay. And so 30 ticks really converts to over roughly 7.5 points on the ES right now. So, okay. Continue trading here and look for opportunities. Okay. With all that's going on in the economy, you know, and globally right now, I mean, the market's been, you know, moving kind of erratic. Especially if you're looking at some of the thinner markets like the Nasdaq and the Dow. You know, they kind of zip around. Even the Russell, the other equity indices or indexes. So you have to always be, as the market changes from day to day, you have to be flexible in your trading, meaning the setups may not always look the same, but you have to just know what the market is doing. As is, you know, me primarily, I'm looking for price to break areas of structure, return back to them, reject, and I take a trade. So, you see prices moving sideways right here, right now. But, you know, even as the markets evolve and change, stick with your trading plan. A lot of times, people get into trades and, you know, they may be doing fine for several weeks, say for instance. Then all of a sudden the market just changes. Like, you're not seeing the market's not moving the same way or as it did, you know, to where you look with the setups will look good on the chart, you know. Market kind of maybe does some funky stuff, whatever the case is, and it just made it difficult for you to trade. But you don't ever deviate from your trading plan if just because the market is, changes slightly or whatever the case is, or changes, you know, altogether, whatever the case is, you stick with your trading plan. Especially if you've been consistently profitable time and time again, and sometimes it's just there'll be days like that to where a lot of people, they think that, oh, I've been consistent for X amount of time, and then all of a sudden they have a it could be a large loss, small loss, whatever the case is, and those small losses can be consistent to where it's like, it's like maybe it's a week straight or whatever the case is. But I always say, like, if you're not profiting daily, then there could be an issue. But just stick with your trading plan is what I'm trying to say, guys. Whatever your trading plan is, constantly having to go back and trying to. There's nothing wrong with evaluating your plan. Basically maybe tweaking it or refining things. But if it works, it works. So stick with your trading plan. And if you feel like you just want to kind of maybe, like, that's what I'm working on right now. I'm like, my trading plan works, strategy works. It's just a matter of, like, okay, how can I incorporate something maybe that I like using in the past to see if it kind of aids in my style of trading, the way I trade, whatever the case is. Will it enhance my trading? So that's partly the reason why I wanted to show you guys in several videos back about cumulative delta. So you don't. A lot of people like to sit there and look at the tape, and and then you miss a trade because you're looking at the tape so much. So having a representation of what time and sales is on the chart, like here in cumulative delta, it helps me study order flow as well. So if the market's pushing higher and cumulative delta is pushing higher too, you can use cumulative delta in the same means of, like, market areas of support also. So price is doing one thing and cumulative delta is doing the opposite. Then it may not be the best area for a trade, whatever the case is. And then there's so many different ways you can use cumulative delta. You can use it looking for delta divergence. Some people trade that way. And I discussed that in the past as well. So yeah, I haven't had too many opportunities. Not much going on here. Of course, I'm starting late into the day, so. But yeah, but disregard the Bollinger Bands at this moment, guys. I'm just something I used to use. I used to like looking at in the past, and typically people would like to trade it. This middle line here is a 20-period moving average, like an SMA. So typically, whatever your entry chart is, you can have a higher, not say a higher time frame, another chart. Say for instance, maybe in the future, maybe I'll do a video on that once I, can, because some people may not completely understand or have a hard time, still having a hard time maybe understanding maybe the actual way I actually trade, which is just basically just, looking for pullbacks, price moving up, breaking structure, maybe to the upside, pulling back, two-legged pullbacks in a sense, what some people call it. So, price pulling up, pushing higher, breaking structure, then pulling back to a level to a price will react at and take the entry going back long. So on a pullback. So a lot of people who try to follow indicators so much and they're a stickler for that. This indicator crosses does this indicator crosses does this, so many different indicators, and then they're into a trade. But one thing you must be mindful of, indicators are, most indicators are lag, okay? The only indicator that I know that does not lag is cumulative delta, and that's because it is real time. It's a level 2 indicator. So yeah, the market's not doing much of anything right now, so I'm gonna put the video on pause. Yeah, let's let the video run through. Maybe we won't make this a long-winded video today. I did do a video yesterday, guys. If you haven't watched that, basically, kind of answering a topic more so of how much money do I need to start trading with. So if you haven't watched that, go back and watch that video, guys. It's a good video that answered several questions of the same question that I've got from many individuals in a sense. Sorry about that. I think I repeated myself 3 times there. Okay. hmm Yeah, the market's just chopping along. So we opened up. The market opened up the day session around this area here. Like I said, it just chopped, pulled back, and then it pushed higher. Then it pushed higher. You even have some people that trade. There's so many different styles and ways people trade. Some people trade, and I used to do it too, like the break of trend lines. I mean, you can incorporate that into your trading. Um, like basically something. Let's see. Extended line. Like here's a price pushing up, pulling back, pushing higher. Something like this right here. All right, price breaking structure back to the other side after it pulls back. So basically, a price pushed up here, pull back, and then primarily pushed higher. Pushed higher. Okay, made a high, then it starts to pull back. Okay, so we broke structure right here, right? Okay, so we broke structure. All right, so we know that once price pushes higher, there's going to be, an area price is going to pull back to, which is going to be an area of support, right? So all this area here, somewhere in here, anywhere, price could pause at when it pulls back, pause at and reject and push higher. So when price pushed higher here and pulls back, okay, it pulled back primarily to this area here. There's an area of support sitting right here, all right? And pulls back into this area of demand sitting right here, okay? So when price rejects that, we look for a break of a trend line to the upside, right? Price breaks above the the trend line. And what you really want to be looking for, like if you're using the Bollinger Bands, and I just kind of give you an example of what you can look for. All right, so it broke the trend line here, say for instance, right? And then price, as it broke, I wouldn't take a trade right here. I typically like to see price break above the 20 period moving average right here. So when price does that, it can actually enter to a trade right here, and most people will take the trade back up to this upper end of the Bollinger Band right here. Even though it broke, pushed a little higher, pulled back, but it came up here and tested, or whatever the case is. So some people trade that way. There's nothing wrong with trading that way. It just depends on your style of trading. But I took it on a pullback, break of a trend line. So price pulling back to an area of demand, break of a trend line, meaning breaking levels going back to the upside. Take the long entry once price is above the 20 period moving average, back up to the upper end of the Bollinger Band. So if we did that at the breaks, say at say 43.30, and you can take it all the way back up pretty much. Price, that's almost 5 points there, okay, before price pulls back again. All right, so we're moving higher, and we're really tapping into that area of supply off the 1 hour now. I'll show you. You guys saw that right here. So we are pulling back into that 1 hour supply zone. Okay. All right. So that's off the 1 hour to 60-minute. Actually, I had this was a 60-minute chart. I changed to a 60 range chart because I like to look at it. The range charts just to me are cleaner. They're the price action movements. They're just cleaner to me. As far as like the movement of price, just a lot clearer than looking at a 60-minute. If you look at a 60-minute versus a 60 range, they kind of look the same. But a 60 range to me, when I say as far as they look the same, meaning when prices swing and you can see the swings, they kind of match up and mirror each other. But I just like looking at the 60 range because the 60 range, I think I'm gonna start using 60 range going forward. I had it on another chart. Actually, I used to use I think it was a 50 range. I used to use, but I'm gonna start using probably the 60 range because range charts just look cleaner to me. Okay, but versus the minute time frame chart or time based charts. Okay. So we're tapping into that 1 hour or that 60 range supply area. Okay. See price rejected when it got in there. See that? All right. You can see it on 12 range too. So price is rejecting it, right? All right. Yeah. So let's see what price does with it. Let me see here. Because price could bounce anywhere over here. Man. Here, maybe down a little lower. Somewhere in this area right here. But price could actually come back down to this area here, so let's be careful and see. We're just basically looking for a rejection is all I'm doing. Once price comes back below. So now it's moving below, back below. We could get a rejection here and price pop back up to the upside here. Alright, let's see what happens. Price is it's pushing lower. Okay. Yeah. Huh. Okay, I'm long. Yep. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. I knew it would. I mentioned I was looking for price to pull back to this area right here. This down here was actually an area of demand, but price could it pushed up here, started making these little swings to the upside. Price pulled back, and once I saw the rejection below this high volume area here, I knew that it would be a solid entry to go long. All right, so it's moving sideways right now. Well, like I said, we are in this area of supply that's off the 60 range. Man, you can use a 60 minute, it doesn't matter. I'm just using the 60 range because this looks cleaner to me. I did go long, basically taking it long on pullback back up to the area supply. So let's see. Yeah. Scalping real quick for a quick little long. Price can close. Price can't hit this area here. Oh, this was the long already right here. Okay, I'm just scalping real quick, guys, for a quick little. There we go. Come on, come up. Pop up to the upside here. Okay, got fill there. All right, that was on a pullback. We'll price push lower here. Okay, so basically pushed higher, pulled back. Okay, and when price broke to the upside, taking out structure right here on the pullback is where I went long at. So I'm gonna pull back right here. All right, so we're back at the highs here. Price moving sideways right now. It's chopping. Little wedge right here. So at the top, at the area supply. So we're wedging. Still trying to push a little higher here, huh? Breaking to the upside. we're at this area here, guys. We're at resistance up here at the top, so on the 60 range. So we're at this area here. Still pushing higher. Price. At the moment we've been bullish we've been bullish the whole day pretty much. Pushing to the upside. So making higher highs and higher lows. So what I want to see price, since we're in this area here, off the 60 range, the area of supply, I like to see price start breaking some structure to the downside and then looking for a pullback, but we haven't quite gotten that. Yeah, this could have been a little short right here. I didn't catch that. Right here above this high volume node right here at 843.66 on a pullback. So price pushed up here, pulled back, pushed higher, came down, pretty much, and took this little area here out, the body of this candle here out, and then on a pullback back to this area right here, which is an area supply. So you have an area supply off the 60 range, area supply off the 12 range. You could have waited for the rejection here. Candle closes red to the downside, and could have taken a trade, taking the trade down for a few ticks, for a few points, whatever. But you have to be mindful because you have, support right here. Yeah, this thing is breaking higher. Just pushing up, pulling back, making new highs. So yeah, we're still breaking higher, right? We're making these higher highs and higher lows. Market's been bullish all day. Okay. So if we look at the 1 hour chart, I mean, excuse me, I keep saying 1 hour but it's not, guys. It's 60 range now. Or you can look at the 1 hour, it doesn't really matter. But as you can see here, we're at this high volume area here, up end, where this area of resistance sitting at, and it looks like we may be trying to break through. If we do, then we could break to the upside of this area here, and we could push all the way up here to, potentially. I'm not saying we will today. I'm just saying we could push all the way up to this next high volume area right here. Okay, so we'll see. Yep. So right now we're getting some rejection off of the area of resistance from the top there. Okay. Okay, so there's an area of supply sitting up here on the 12 range. If price breaks above, I'm just looking at it, the 90 area, 89, 90. You have this low volume area right here. It's area of support. Excuse me, resistance. So if price can break above that red line, then pretty much I believe we're going to push up and test possibly back up into this high volume area around 4407, maybe a little higher, somewhere between 4407. At least testing this area right here, this high volume area. So I've said this before, price likes to move from a high volume area through a low volume area to a high volume area. So but if we can break that 89, 90 area somewhere around there, I believe we'll get a push back up, a push testing 44, somewhere 44.7 maybe, somewhere around there. But this is going to be a strong area supply right here off the 60 range. So, yep, you see price rejecting it right now. Got it. All right. So, yeah, we see price rejecting it right now. See that? Look at it. Look at there. Yeah. Going short. 76. Test this area down here. Come on, hit it. It's going to come down. There we go. Got feel. It's taking a short. All right. Okay. So that was rejection from the tops up there. Typically, you look for rejections off, say, like an area of supply at the tops. Whatever case is, price hitting the upper end of the Bollinger Band here. You have the 20-period moving average below here. You're looking for rejection. Price can reject, pull back down, or push back down to the 20-period moving average right here. So that's pretty much is what price did. But I was looking for rejection here at the top, and I saw that at that area of supply, and that's why I took that short there. So, but at this moment, what price could do is price could pull back right back up. Let's see, to this area right here. Give me a second. Yeah, right here, somewhere around 84, 83.5, 84, and we could get some, maybe a little bounce to the downside. We'll see. You see, Delta was selling came in on Delta right here as well on that move to the downside. So, well, another kind of dead giveaway. We saw price pushing up here, pulling back and pushing higher. If you look at Delta, Delta followed price right here. Okay, buy orders came in, price pulled back a little low right here. Price pulled back right here. Delta pulled back, but when price pushed higher, okay, did Delta push higher? No, it didn't. So that's an indication that sellers were starting to step into the market. You can see it right here, and it followed up. Price followed it to the downside. Okay, so let's see here. Price breaks below here at 74.5. I may take an entry short. Let's see. I'm late. Too late. Nope. I'm gonna take it anyway. They come down here. Come on. Price can pull back though, so let's be careful here. They close there. It didn't quite close. Didn't close below 74.5. So I was being a little aggressive on that trade right there, but it's okay. I'm looking for price to close below and come down here and test. Price didn't close below this area here. I wanted it to below 74.5. So let's pull them back now. You see Delta still Delta broke below, so hopefully we get the push to the downside now. Yep, there we go. Come on. Look at that. We'll go for a point here. Last contract. Oh, come on. I better go ahead and take what I can get here and go ahead and get out, because price is going to react right when it gets in this area right here. Okay. Once again, I'm taking a trade off of price breaking lower. So we're in this area of supply. I know I should be looking for sales, right? Okay. So I saw where, if you look at Delta, where Delta was at, like right here, okay, as it pushed higher, okay, price pushed higher with it. But when price came down and tried to break this area right here at 74.5, right? Delta had already broken it, okay, so which told me there was sellers in the market already wanting to push to drive the market lower, this area right here. And that's why I saw the break here. I got in a little too early, but when I saw the follow-up with more, Delta's following up with more sell orders to the downside, I just went ahead and stayed into the trade just to this area right here. You know, I knew price would come right here and pause a bounce right in this area right here, okay? So from a pullback standpoint, what am I looking for now? Let's see. Honestly speaking, price could come and let's see. Yeah. It could come down to this area right here, but we're dead smack in this high volume area. I would particularly like to see it come a little lower, but we'll see what it's actually going to do. So as a day trader, you have to be constantly, like, you know, kind of following and evolving with price, you know. So as price was swinging to the downside, we were pushing to the downside, you know, making lower lows and lower highs. You know, most of that was centered or came out of because of what's going on globally, okay? So, you know, we have to be able to adjust ourselves and evolve with the market in a sense, you know, according to what the market's actually doing. So then it comes down, all the selling, then it falls back up with, you know, lots of buying up power to the upside, making higher highs and higher lows. So our mind has to shift, and we have to evolve and move with the flow of how the market's actually moving. So, you know, from a bear standpoint, you know, you have to be able to look for opportunities to sell on pullbacks. If you're, you know, if you're taking that, you know, using that strategy of looking for pullbacks when prices breaking structure to the downside, you know, breaking structure, making lower highs and lower lows, then you're looking for the pullback, okay, to actually go short. But when price, you always got to be looking for major areas of support and resistance to where price can actually pause at. For me, I'm looking for areas of supply and demand off of those areas of, you know, those key areas or key levels of support and resistance. And once price gets to those areas, and I know particularly that price is probably going to bounce, especially if it's off of supply area off of a higher time frame, then right here, this is the key area of demand, and price pushes higher, starts to push to the upside. After pulling push, moving down, hitting some area of support, which I'm looking for that area of demand, it does starts pushing higher. So then my mind shifts from wanting to stop looking for, or adjust from stop looking for sell entries, more so looking for long entries, you know. And you have to, because the market could change, you know, it could pivot, it could reverse at any given moment. So you have to just be able to trade based on what you see, but purely, you know, more so on following price and making sure that when price gets to certain key levels to where it can reject that, you know, you're following suit and trading according to price starts breaking structure back to the upside, looking for the pull back to that area of to an area of structure where price may have broke structure to the upside. So, you know, I'm looking for break of structures. If I'm going long to the upside, price pulling back to a support level to where it can, you know, bounce and reject and push higher. All right. So, okay, so we're looking. We look here and we see that price is Yeah, it's, let's see here. Yeah. So right now it's just moving sideways a little bit off of here. I'm gonna go ahead and close the video out, guys. No sense of me kind of, you know, pushing, trying to take trades left from right. The market's moving slightly sluggish right now, so I'm patient. I'm a patient trader, and I wait for price to tell me what it's trying to do. So I want to appreciate. I want to say thank you to all those who have been following the channel, guys. Thank you for watching today's video, and I'll be back tomorrow dropping another video of my live recorded session, talking more about, you know, basically pullback trading, or some people like to call it two-legged pullbacks, whatever the case is. Looking for price to basically, if I'm looking for a long entry, price forming a leg to the upside, pulling back, forming a leg to the downside, coming to an area of support, typically an area of demand, and then I'll take my entry, whatever the case is. So that's all it is. It's a strategy based on pullbacks. So I'm going to go ahead and close the video out, and let's see what the market's doing here. Yeah, go ahead and close it out, guys. First time subscribing, please take the time to go ahead and subscribe, guys. Hit that red button for me, and that bell notification or that bell icon as well. See you guys in the next video.